October 20th, 2020, 2048 Location: Bloomington, Indiana. Shape, disk duration, 1 minute. Characteristics: there were lights on the object. Photo revealed oval-shaped object. While looking back at some pictures I had taken, I saw this strange oblong object in the air that I can't really explain. I am a student, a science major, and I was walking across campus to my apartment after working late in the lab when I took these photos. In the moment, I didn't notice anything amiss except that it was very foggy that night. I was taking a picture with my phone because I thought the way the nearby street lamp was illuminating some tree leaves looked interesting. I don't recall anyone near me when I took the photos, although people may have been walking further down on the sidewalk and still had some line of vision to where this object appears to be. Because I didn't see it in the moment, I don't know what actions this object took either except moving due north, as it moves from right to left between the two pictures. Personally, I'm not inclined to believe it is aliens without knowing any more than I do right now, but I really do wonder how something else, such as a drone, could have been operated, because there was heavy fog and low visibility that night. March 31, 2022, 12:07 a.m. Location: Bloomington, Indiana. Shape, triangle. Duration, a long time. Characteristics: there were lights on the object. There was an aura or haze around the object. The object emitted other objects. The object changed color. The object landed. The object made a sound. There were electrical or magnetic effects. This is a possible UFO abduction case. Entities were seen. Missing time was experienced. Marks were found on body afterwards. Animals reacted to the event. I have managed to get in a fight with invading extraterrestrials. I started noticing about 4 years ago many odd and ghastly triangle formations that appear to be laid out in and over carpets and walls. At first I didn't think much about it, but sometimes orbs and ghastly extraterrestrials come out of them. Sometimes they light up and move and the dog starts behaving weird. It looks at the floor like a pup looks at a toy car, its ears going from one side to the other. I've seen a ghastly extraterrestrial appear, sticking its head out of a small odd triangle shape in the floor, and it said something mean to my dog. It got my dog growling at it and the dog started biting at it. It laughed at the dog and disappeared, but not the triangle. I got attacked by the extraterrestrials and then started talking to them. I can hear them and communicate with them. They are talkative and I have learned a lot of cool new stuff now from interviewing them and the space system. I did an investigation and found out the following information. The extraterrestrials are not from this space environment. They were sent by their corrupt creator Tsar. They are immortal and I figured out how. I also learned where Hitler came from, why there were extraterrestrials in the World Wars and Vietnam. I learned what happened to Hitler, and why he is crazy. It's this Tsar character. It attacked our space environment and destroyed spatial real estate and many planet surfaces. It's trying to destroy us. I figured out how to utilize this space system override thing to catch and soul process the extraterrestrial Tsar from where he dies, and I can prove it. The override has him pissed. He lost his ability to process his soul and he lost his ability to portal. He got stuck. He's stuck in a cockpit in something called an extra-existential space ocean. This Tsar character made a mistake. He sent the extraterrestrials here, told them to attack, kill and enslave us, but didn't mean to pay. They overheard him talking about killing them and destroying this space environment when he was done. They turned against him and chose the quantum god space system, and he opposes this space system. He got in trouble with the space system and got stuck. He thought he was going to win a fight with me and he lost. The space system is who's responsible for all the telepathy and saying to apply settings stuff and odd new space environment workings. If you are good at your job, you know something is attacking us from space. It is because I caught this extraterrestrial. I found out how to do everything. I have all the instructions for how to access and utilize the space system, how to get space environment access maps, how to create and hack open ships and portals, how space works, and how to materialize and manifest stuff. I found out the extraterrestrials are everywhere because of how the Tsar created and sent them here. We are outnumbered, but I currently have most of them stuck on board the ships they are on. They don't mean to fight anymore, but they do want help and are willing to forfeit ships for study and research. They don't know it yet, but they are full of potential and I know it. They have laser guns and plasma shooters. I have notes on the interviews. They've attacked many people. They Soul Project. I know how to get on and off board their ships, but I don't think they're into getting hurt. I figured out how to portal to Tsar, their creator, to kill him. We do that and gain control of the situation again and gain control of the attacking ships in our orbit around us to gain better info. I have photographed and video recorded some more recent evidence. The guy whose house this has been happening in is dangerous and is under control by Tsar, a lot without knowing, and absolutely won't talk about it. He's a bit mean. I could use some help with this. I believe the extraterrestrials are ready to come out in public, but are scared. And, yeah, they do have bodies, and I got them to chill out a bit on the possessing people. Can somebody please come help me with the extraterrestrial invasion I am dealing with? It is what has been causing the time restart problem. I found out exactly how that works too. In one of the pics you see an extension cord end with a ghost sitting on top and a small red ghastly ship flying next to it. In one you see the mark that appeared on my arm, and in 3 I caught the extraterrestrials on camera. I got lots of pics. I figured out how to push them out of my eye and photograph them in my glasses. They can shrink and expand their ghost size. I have a video of them sticking their heads out of the ghastly triangles and doing stuff, but your webpage won't let me load it. If you look around your own house you'll find they are everywhere, but I have all the answers, info, and cooperation from them. You likely won't get it without me. They are telepathic. The ships can be heard like EVP on background noise and likely can be translated easily with good ghost hunting equipment. I know how to hack the ships of the extraterrestrials open and get to their physical selves. There are many different species of them, because each batch is made different. They have black outfits. Tsar is the Joe extraterrestrial.
The 5th of February 2022 location. Bloomington, Indiana. Shape, sphere duration, 6 hours at 1:30 a.m. to 7:30 a.m. In the eastern sky, I witnessed multiple spheres with orbiting red lights moving slow, followed by a flash in the sky. At 1:30 a.m. I looked out my living room window at what I thought was a star, but then noticed that the star was slowly moving diagonally upward to the northwest. I observed this for about a half an hour when I began to observe the star closer. I could see it was not one light but 2, possibly 3 lights. The central bigger white sphere being orbited by a much smaller white sphere and red sphere. I then called my girlfriend into the living room to look at the star. I suggested nothing but told her to just look at it for 5 minutes. She then told me that the star was moving and was being orbited by a much smaller red light. She left the room, and about 5 minutes later I witnessed a huge flash in the sky like an electrical explosion moving north to south across the sky. It left a brief light signature in the sky. I yelled for my girlfriend, but by the time she got there the light signature had dissipated. I continued to watch the sphere for 6 hours and I made the following observations. The tiny specks of light appeared to move away from the sphere and towards the sphere. As it progressed slowly to the northeast, I observed similar spheres to the lower left and lower right of the object. They were not as bright, but moved in the same manner. At this point my eyes were getting tired, but I could swear I was seeing faint lines of light occasionally connecting the spheres as the whole assembly moved slowly to the northeast. I know for sure that I observed occasional flashes in the sky and barely perceptible distortions of light around the brightest sphere. After really concentrating on the object, I could see that the sphere was actually surrounded by a black circle and that if it moved across a cloud it would cover it. The sphere was moving within the circle like an iris in an eyeball. I signaled the object with my cell phone light several times each time I did so it would stop moving and hold its position before slowly proceeding to the northeast. The objects proceeded in that direction, stopping periodically as if repeatedly performing some sort of function. It seemed to me it was mapping out the sky. I watched the objects move farther and farther to the northeast as the sun came up. The spheres to the bottom left and bottom right of the brightest sphere eventually became too dim to see and the brightest sphere kept moving so far away. By the time the sky was completely illuminated by the sun, the object was no longer visible. As I said to myself, "Okay, show's over," a jet appeared from the southwest and moved extremely fast in the same northeasterly direction as the object left a chemtrail behind.